Let's talk about it! Celtics vs. Mavericks, my finals 2024 prediction! It's gonna be a fun series. Kyrie to go back to versus Boston. You know Boston's gonna get rowdy on him. It's gonna be crazy. Kyrie has struggled against Celtics. I believe losing his last 10 games against them, which is crazy, going back to the Nets days. And then you also have Porzingis versus Dallas. That didn't end amazingly, and Luka and him didn't have amazing chemistry. You know, I don't think they hate each other or anything like that, but it just didn't work on the basketball court like that. A lot of times Porzingis would be standing in the corner. Mavericks making the finals, so they were really just cruising the whole season, kind of like good and bad. Went from not making the playoffs last year when getting Kyrie, now working out to making the NBA Finals this year. Amazing mid-season acquisitions with PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford. Also drafting Derek Lively. They got way better with their role players, so I always thought we were underrated. Still have some good other role players too, you know, coming off the bench and everything. When it goes to depth, I do like the Mavs' depth off the bench, but the Celtics obviously have a stacked starting lineup and still have good depth off the bench. I believe Porzingis will be back. I'm going to assume this whole video that it's like him coming back for game one. I think if he was needed in the Pacers series, he would have came back. Obviously, the Celtics are going to have Horford off the bench, Pritchard, and maybe Hauser play a bit, not too much off the bench. But yeah, man, it's going to be a crazy, crazy series. Like I said, the Mavericks were cruising, ended up being the 5th seed, and kind of like they didn't have any home court advantage. But were able to do what they had to do. If it was the Nuggets in the conference finals, I don't know, maybe we'd be having a different conversation, but we are not. As for the Celtics, you know, they lost, still don't know about them in the clutch. Obviously, they have the labels of being a choke. Obviously, all this, but this time around, they do have Drew Holiday, so it's a little different. Everyone, even with their good record, the amazing record that they had, they still lost to some good teams in the regular season in close games, so that's why people were skeptical, but I think we should have just believed what we saw by the record and that they really were that good and were easy to cakewalk through the East. Obviously, no Jimmy Butler, no Donovan Mitchell, and then no Tyrese Halliburton, so like it's like pretty crazy. A lot of people say they haven't been tested. I can agree and I can't. I think the Pacers games, they were tested because they were down and they came back, you know, Tyrese Halliburton or not, right? They've also been in this spot the last 3 years of being in the conference finals and being in the finals and losing. So it's been that. I always give Jason Tatum the pass up until this year about being a choke artist. I said that he's young. I said everyone choked when they're young. LeBron lost his first finals. KD lost his first finals. Most people lose their first finals. His resume at his age is almost damn near unmatched with playoff success with being in the conference finals damn near every year. I gave him credit for it. I said eventually he will get over that hump and he's still young. So this is the year to do it. If he doesn't do it this year, then it's over. You know, like he is a choker. So we'll see. And in the fashion of what happens, you know, we'll see what happens. And then Jaylen Brown, do they still play great team chemistry ball? Sometimes, but you know, they're still a lot big on the ISO. But I do think we should believe what the Celtics are and what they did the whole regular season with the record they had. It just sometimes you just got to believe what the numbers say, you know. So this should be an amazing series. So let's get really into it and discuss the matchups and all that, right? This is the best possible matchup, or the worst possible matchup, I should say, for Luka and Kyrie, having to deal with Drew Holiday and Derek White. Will they stop Luka and Kyrie? Absolutely not. But maybe Drew Holiday can stop Luka from getting 35, 13, and 13. Maybe it can be like 25, 8, and 8, you know? Derek White, a good matchup, vice versa. Maybe he can stop Kyrie a little bit, you know? But if you think about it one-on-one, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if they were to play one-on-one to 21, obviously it's not a one-on-one basketball game. I'm just saying one-on-one, right? Obviously, I've been the one to say that one-on-one doesn't mean shit when it comes to basketball. It's a 5v5 team game. But, I mean, would Luka beat Drew Holiday in a 1v1? Would Derek White would Kyrie beat Derek White? I think both games, but I think both games would be like 11-10. I think it'd be close games. I don't think Kyrie or Luka could guard them. And I think Drew Holiday and Derek White can probably guard these two the best in the league out of anybody in the league. You understand? So, the question will be, could they maintain Luka and Kyrie? Could they make Kyrie drop 20-ish? You feel me? Could they have hold Luka at 25, 8, and 8, and not 35, 13, and 13? You feel me? They have all that, right? And then on defense, I mean, I think Drew Holiday needs to be aggressive on offense, because I feel like Luka will be guarding him, or Derek White, or Kyrie will be guarding them. So I feel like they need to be aggressive on offense. And attack them, you know, get them tired on defense too, because they're pretty solid offensive players, especially Derek White, and Drew Holiday can really shoot. They'll probably have Derek Jones and PJ Washington on Tatum and Brown, you know, which makes sense. So those will be, Derek Jones has been really good, so we'll see what happens with that. Porzingis being back and being the stretch he is, Gafford and Lively are very good on defense, but in the paint, I don't know if they're gonna be able to play perimeter, especially in pick and rolls. It's a bad matchup for the Mavs, in my opinion, bro. You know, and then on top of all that, right? Like I said, they still have to deal with Tatum. So they have Holiday and White, and then they still have Brown, Tatum, and Porzingis. You know, so it's gonna be interesting, man. The Mavs do have people off the bench. Not so much for the Celtics. I mean, they still have Al Horford. We'll see what he does. You know, some games he'll hit a lot of threes. Some games he really won't do much. They have Pritchard who will come in, give you like 10, 15 minutes and probably score like 7. You know. And then off the bench for the Mavericks, I mean, who do they got off the bench? Lively comes in off the bench. Who else? They got Josh Green coming in off the bench who gives them solid minutes. Sometimes Hardy gets in and he shoots hella shots, and sometimes he makes them. Who else do they got off the bench? I'm not even sure. They got decent players off the bench. Exum gets a couple of minutes here and there. Tim Hardaway Jr. We'll see. They also got Kleber back now, so that's interesting. It's like I said, the matchup of Holiday and White is the best possible matchup in the whole NBA to stop Luka and Kyrie. They won't stop them, but maybe contain them. I still think they'll get theirs. The thing is, if Tatum is off, like if Luka or Kyrie are a little off, the Mavs will have no chance. If Tatum is off, the Celtics still have a really good chance of winning, especially with Porzingis coming back. Jrue Holiday has that finals experience, really good defender, obviously. Kyrie, I mean, I love the Kyrie versus Boston. It's absolutely cinema. Porzingis too. Hopefully, I mean, this is all based on Porzingis playing. So if he don't play, I'm gonna have to make like a whole new video. But you know what? I think I want the Mavericks to win, but I think the Celtics are going to win. I love my boy Jrue Holiday. I want to see Jrue Holiday win. The rest of the Celtics, I really can care less for winning. You know, but I think the Celtics are going to win. The Celtics have Kyrie's number right now. I think that just dealing with Tatum, Brown, and Porzingis can be too much. On top of that, having White and Holiday, best possible matchup for Luka and Kyrie. You know, they won't stop them. Can probably contain them a bit. You know, picking them up full court for sure. Porzingis being the stretch 5 he is, how is Lively or Gafford guarding that? You know? Then they have to deal with Tatum and Brown. It's just tough, man. I think their record was their record for a reason. So much better than anyone's in the NBA for a reason, and it should just you know, and that's what it is. Y'all let me know who you got. I cannot wait for game 1. Sheesh.